Welcome, everyone, to your December 2022 forecast. I'm Kimberly Boschman, and this is the Intentionally Intuitive podcast. Before we get into the forecast, this, of course, is a general reading. For a personal reading or for a coaching session, go ahead and book some time with me. My information is in the description box below. Forecasts for each life path number for 2023 are up now. Be sure to check yours out if you haven't already, as we move from this 6-year into the vibration of a 7-year for 2023. Lots of interesting stuff coming up. This, of course, is a great time to order, if you haven't already, to order your personal year ahead forecast for 2023. I have those on my website available, so head on over there and get yours today. Okay, so as always, first I'm going to take a look at the universal cycle for the month of December, and then we will break it down for each individual life path number. So December 2022 is a universal 9 cycle. And I really do actually love this energy as we begin to sort of close out the year and prepare to step into a new frequency. The energy of the 9 allows us to reflect on the past year, to slow down a bit and recap. What do we feel worked for us? What do we want to maybe make adjustments to moving forward? Or now that we know what we know, would we do anything differently if given the chance? While understanding that sometimes we need to take the chance ourselves instead of waiting for it to be given. Also, is there anything that we want to sort of close out and leave behind, sort of shed as we step into the new energy of 2023? Any old belief systems, habits, grudges, and so on. This is a great time to leave those behind. This is actually a really beautiful and symbolic energy to shed that old skin, sort of like a snake, and leave it behind as we move much lighter and freer into a new chapter. So make time for self-reflection this month and honor what comes up for you without judgment, right? So if you feel strongly about something, move in that direction, follow it, right? See where it takes you. This can be a great month for getting organized and clearing out the clutter, body, mind, and spirit. And again, it's kind of like when you're going through old things, like, from your childhood or from your teen years or whatever, right? Or last year. And there's sentimental value to some of those things, right? Again, whether it's a belief, whether it's a person, whether it's a thing, whatever. There can be some attachment to those things, some sentimental value. And so it can be challenging to release it, to let it go. And so then we start to create clutter, right? We start to hold on to things that are no longer relevant, that don't really assist us in any way, that aren't aiding or adding to our journey. And so they just sort of take up space, body, mind, spirit, and they don't really need to be there any longer. And so those are the things that we sort of really need to take a look at and see, where can we release these things? Where can we move beyond them? And again, clear the space for something new to come in. And it can be a little challenging because we've got that, there's that nostalgia to it, that sentimental value. And so just have to find a way to honor it and release it and move forward. And this is a great time to do it during a 9 energy. This can be an incredibly active period for dreaming and imagination. So pay very close attention to your daydreams, to your night dreams, and see where they're taking you now. New plans, new ideas can come in through these dreams. And with such an extremely vivid imagination, this can be a beautifully creative period for turning those dreams into reality come 2023. Allow the ideas to germinate now. Write them down, play with them, be open to what comes in, no matter how big they are, no matter how outside the box they are. This is an energy to play with those, to follow them, to explore, to let your imagination run wild. This isn't necessarily the energy to begin implementing or to, begin creating whatever those big ideas are, but explore them. explore them. Allow your imagination to run wild, follow those dreams, write those dreams down. And, if you are telling yourself that you're not capable of doing something that you're dreaming about, deconstruct that. Why are you telling yourself that? What are the obstacles? How can you overcome those obstacles? Who do you need to reach out to who maybe has strengths in those areas that you have some limitations or some weaknesses? This is a great time to start that planning process, to explore. So use this month and the magic of this month in that way. And allow yourself to dream big, allow yourself to dream outside the box, and to start planning how you'll, achieve those big dreams. Pay attention to your thoughts this month. Where are they trying to take you? Can you explore further? Are there thoughts worth grabbing onto and doing something with? And are there thoughts that are keeping you sort of stuck, right? Because those thoughts that are keeping you stuck, right? Those thoughts that come in that are sort of holding you in one place. They're trying to show you where potentially there's some deeper work to be done, right? And so everything sort of serves a purpose, right? And so even those thoughts that were like, are more negative or again, kind of holding us back, there's something deeper there to be looked at. And so those thoughts coming in are highlighting those areas for us. So pay attention to them. You don't have to grab onto them. You don't have to, do anything with them other than, again, to kind of deconstruct them, to look at sort of the root cause of them, and sort of go from there. But pay attention to your thoughts this month, especially under a 9 energy. Your dreams, your daydreams, your thoughts, all these things can hold a lot of deeper meaning this month, more so than under other energies. So just pay attention. This month can feel sort of, like I said, very ethereal, more imagination, more ideas, more feelings floating about. Play in this lofty realm and explore, right? But also find ways to stay grounded and in your body. You need to be present to have the full experience that this 9 energy can bring this month. So your dreams and visions this month can serve as the guidepost for the future direction that you're meant to follow. But you have to stay present and grounded to sort of see them through, right? To start that process, to experience the human experience, right? With 9 energy, the channel to the unseen is wide open. So again, see what comes through for you and try to have fun with it, right? Again, take the pressure off, just kind of flow with it. By exploring something, you're not obligated to follow through with it, right? You're just seeing where it takes you and seeing if there's a connection and seeing if it feels right for you. If it doesn't, you release it. If it does, then continue to explore, right? So this is a beautiful energy for all of that. So again, give yourself the permission to dream big, to play in the world of imagination, because that's where it all begins when it comes to creation and creating the life of your dreams. And what a perfect time to be exploring as we sit at the cusp of a new year and a new energetic vibration for 2023. So this month, the energy of the 9 sort of invites us to stay present while considering changes. Okay, before we get into the individual life path numbers, I want to wish you all a very happy holiday season and a very joyous new year. All right, let's take a look at the individual life path numbers now. Life path 11-2. So I pulled an animal spirit message for you all for December, and you got mantis shrimp. And so what's coming through with this energy is something around vision, being able to see things more clearly, being able to see things through the darkness, through the illusion, through the veil type thing. Also sensitivity. So this is so aligned for 11-2 energy, because 11-2s are naturally very sensitive to energy, to emotions, to just, the vibrations of other people, the vibrations of themselves type thing, right? Like they're just 11-2s and 2s in general are very deep individuals and deep feelers. And so, but sensitivity is coming through really strongly with this energy. So December for you all could be a very sensitive month. And that's actually not surprising, because we're also working collectively with the 9 energy. So again, those channels are wide open, and you may receive some very profound downloads. You might have some very profound or prophetic dreams. So pay attention to what comes in for you. Also pay attention to your emotions and your reactivity. It could be very easy for you 11-2s this month to be hypersensitive, not only to like what other people say and maybe misinterpreting what they say or taking it personal, or just misconstruing it to the point of where you become reactive. And so this is going to be a month where you really want to up your communication game and make sure you're clarifying. Make sure you're understanding what the other person is trying to say. What's the intention behind the action? What's the intention behind the words? Have those conversations, because it's much easier. It might be uncomfortable, but it's much easier to have the conversation up front than to have the situation go down with you becoming really reactive and things kind of escalating and getting to a point where they become difficult to mend, right? So just be really aware of being hypersensitive this month. Pay attention to your reactivity. Pay attention to your emotions. Feel them. Work through them, transmute them, do what you got to do with them. But if something becomes heated or escalates very quickly this month, remove yourself from the situation. Even if it's mid-sentence, let the person know, I'm becoming reactive, I'm becoming agitated or whatever. I need to remove myself from the situation. We can reconvene when we are both at have a clear head, right? Because otherwise, if the situation escalates and you're both going at it, you're just not going to get anywhere. The only thing it's going to do is cause separation. So just pay attention to that. But also on the other side of that, I do think with the 9 energy circling about collectively, and your natural sensitivity to like energy and that sort of thing, just pay attention also to what are you taking on emotionally, energetically that isn't yours, right? That is somebody else's to deal with, but you're taking it on for some reason. 11-2s are often very much like, again, you're like the mediator, you're the inspirational leader, right? Like you're the one who wants to make harmony of a situation, bring the harmony. So a lot of times in an attempt to do that, you can take on other people's baggage, other people's emotions, other people's energy. And so, and then carry that and then try to work through it and then wonder why you feel so depleted. So just be really, really mindful this month, especially if it's a social month for you, like with the holidays and whatnot, that you're not taking on energy and emotions that aren't yours, right? Or drama or whatever that's not yours. Okay. So looking at the month ahead for you all, you are, of course, working with the 9 energy just like everybody else, because we have that collective cycle that we're working through in December. But also you all are working with 2 energy. Now, this is your life path energy. 2 is your life path energy. The 11 is the influencing energy to that 2 energy. And so it's kind of like an added energy that you're working with, but 2 is your life path. And so this month you are working with sort of some of the core energies of that vibration. So what could show up for you will be some areas that you need to incorporate into your journey, right? Like, what do you need to learn about the 2 energy? What do you need to, again, incorporate? What do you need to, what challenges do you need to face around it? So those things could crop up for you in December. So if you need to be more decisive, then you could be faced with situations where you need to be more decisive. If you're easily influenced, then again, you'll probably face circumstances where, again, you need to be more decisive and not so easily influenced. Hypersensitivity can come in for 2s often. And so again, if you're somebody who is hypersensitive, or again, like things escalate very quickly, or you become very reactionary very quickly, then you might face challenges this month that, again, shine a light on that so that you can work through it and manage that in a way that is much healthier for you. So overall, you're going to be working with the 2 and the 9 energy. Now, what I like about this though, too, is, there's a lot I like about it, but what I really like about it is coupled with the 9 energy, because the 9 energy is just a very spiritual energy, and the 11 is a very spiritual energy. 2 is a very sensitive energy. And so there could be a lot, again, pay attention to your dreams, pay attention to your imagination, any insights that come in for you, any sort of more metaphysical or ethereal sort of unseen things that come in for you. Don't be too quick to just, disregard them, right? Like, write them down, work with them, explore them. You might not be able to wrap your head around it, but that's okay. It's more about exploring it and seeing where it takes you. So it's very possible that you could have some very almost like otherworldly experiences this month. And so, and that goes back to even mantis shrimp energy with the vision energy. So again, I think that some of the downloads, some of the insights that you have access to this month could bring a lot of clarity and allow you to see something much more clearly, right? And then make decisions from that space. Now, as we move through December, come December 7th and 8th, we have a full moon that's occurring, and you all will be working with the 9 and the 1. So you've got the collective cycle 9 energy for December, but then at this full moon, you have like a double dose of 9 energy. So again, this is going to be a time where pay attention to the dreams, pay attention to the inspirations, your imagination, play in that realm, see where it takes you. Now, also, because it's coupled with the 1 energy, so at this full moon, you've got the 9 and the 1 energy. So what that tells me is that for some of you, there is going to be some kind of completion, but there's immediately going to be some kind of new start. So it's kind of like you're clearing the clutter, you're tying up loose ends, you're changing something, and there's something immediately to sort of fill its place. It's, that space. So an example of this would be like you applied for a different job or a promotion, you got that promotion, and you're tying up the loose ends for your old job to transition into your new job type thing. And so around this full moon, this could be happening, right? So that's kind of that energy of what this is. Or you're selling your house and then immediately moving into a new house that was contingent on the sale of your old house. You see what I'm saying? So that's kind of like the main signature of having a 9 and 1 energy together. It's just sort of like an immediate end and immediate new start type thing. There's not really a gap type thing. And again, it's a general reading, so it's not going to be for everyone. But for the most part, around this full moon, you can probably expect to see something come to completion, closing something out, clearing the clutter, but then immediately something else filling its space, something that's more aligned, that you want, that feels good type thing. So, it could even be, I've seen even with people who are working with 9-1 energy together, where they end a relationship and they immediately get into another relationship, and they're in that next relationship for a long time type thing. It's not just like a rebound or whatever. So, it's it's really interesting energy to work with. And again, it's a general reading, so it might not happen for everyone, but it's very possible under this full moon that could be the case. Then we move into the end of the month, and we have a new moon on the 23rd. And for you all, this is going to bring the energy of the 7. You're going to be working with 7 energy. Love this for you all, especially coupled with the energy of the 9 that we're all working with in December, and the 2 energy that you're working with, of course, which is your life path for the month of December. And also your 11 energy that's just there naturally with your life path. But I like this because it brings in a lot, again, of like that more like ethereal energy, like the veil sort of being thin, being really connected to the more metaphysical side of things, the more unseen, the more psychic or intuitive side of things. So this is going to be a time, again, to really follow your intuition, follow your gut, be decisive, and make those decisions based off your inner knowing. This is not going to be a time to be easily influenced by the external. Now, I will say also with 7 energy, 7s are the truth seekers. They're the detectives. They're going to dig deep. They're going to look into something. They want to know why it happens the way it happens. They want to know the inner workings. They're not going to necessarily just take something at face value. And so again, we go back to Mantis energy with vision. There's something here where your investigative work, your sort of digging deeper, gaining further knowledge about something gives you greater clarity, allows you to see things more clearly. And so, again, however this shows up for you, but it could be around health, or again, like holistic health. So body, mind, spirit, something that you're diving deeper into. It could be around a contract, some kind of legal contract, or, inheritance or something like that. Like you digging, not just taking at face value what people are telling you about whatever this is, but digging deeper and getting to the truth of the matter, and being able to share that information in a way that everybody is able to benefit, that needs to benefit. That's one of the beauties of course, the 2 energy, and which is a big part of you, is bringing people together, seeing things objectively, and then finding the common ground and helping people move towards that common ground. And so the 7 aids in that process by, being the detective and helping you to kind of gain the wisdom and the knowledge that you need to be able to make the moves you need to make. But yeah, I'm really drawn towards, again, because it's coupled with the 9 energy, I'm really drawn towards the more sort of intuitive, psychic side of the 7. And so there could be a lot of downloads. Absolutely pay attention to your dreams at this time, 100%. The 11s, of course, you all, again, a big part of your journey is about taking inspired action and following your inspirations and doing what inspires you. And so this new moon could bring in some incredible downloads, some incredible inspirations. You might wake up that day on the 23rd and be like, wow, I feel really inspired to do whatever. Do it, go for it, explore it. This is so supportive for you to do that. And through that exploration, through that play, through that imagination, big things can surface for you, and in 2023, and great success can come from that experience. So not to be taken lightly. Definitely pay attention to the unseen, even if you don't understand it, because you probably won't, right? Like a lot of times we can't wrap our hand around things that are much bigger than we are, or bigger than our ego, right? So beautiful energies that you all are working with. I think that there's the potential, especially for 11-2s, for just some incredible downloads, incredible insights, great clarity to come through this month for you all, and big inspiration. But you have to kind of step outside of your comfort zone. You have to play a little bit more, right? Like not be too rigid. You have to allow yourself to entertain these more ethereal ideas and insights that are coming in for you, and the dreams too, right? Like especially this month, I think your dreams could be very vivid, very potent, and hold some messages. So pay attention to that. So beautiful month ahead for you all as we close out 2022 and move into 2023. And so with that, I will say happy holidays to you all, and I wish you a beautiful new year, and I will see you all in 2023. Take care, everyone. Bye for now.